The stars above the colony of Vera burned red the night the Katal descended. Vera was no fortress, no bastion of war. It was a colony forgotten by Earth centuries ago, cut off when wormhole gates collapsed during the silent Rift Wars. For the Katal, it was easy prey. They descended like carrion birds, their sleek warships cracking the skies with plasma fire. Civilian habitats, domes of glass and steel, shattered under the bombardment. Fields that had taken generations to cultivate burned in seconds. And the aliens laughed. Their commanders broadcast messages across open comms, mocking the primitives who had dared to rebuild human civilization so far from their homeworld. "You cling to steel and soil like insects," one Katal warlord sneered, his image projected on every surviving terminal. "You breed like vermin and pretend at sovereignty. Your existence ends tonight, little humans." The colony's defenses, old, outdated frigates, relics from the days before Earth had even reached the stars, were swatted aside with contemptuous ease. A single Katal cruiser carved them apart in less than an hour. When the screams died and only embers remained, the aliens gathered the survivors into pens. They executed the colony's leaders publicly, mocking their final defiance. Children were taken as trophies. Others were enslaved, marked with brands that glowed like fire under alien suns. And as the Katal fleet departed, they left a final transmission. "Earth will never know you lived, and will never mourn you when you die." They were certain. The colony was isolated, forgotten, abandoned by its own species. No help would ever come, but vengeance was already being forged. The galaxy mocks humanity word of the slaughter spread, not to Earth, but to the other civilizations of the Orion Arm. The alien empires had long grown comfortable mocking humanity. Earth was seen as a backwater world, rich in words, diplomacy, and treaties, but weak in steel. Humanity had spent centuries preaching cooperation, restraint, and peace. And now, with the obliteration of Vera, the galaxy laughed louder. At the Great Council of the Concord, alien delegates raised cups of crystalline wine and toasted the Katal. "Humans will weep but never act," one delegate jeered. "They are scholars, not soldiers. Traitors, not conquerors." Another added with venom, "Earth has no fleets. Their vaunted colonies are scattered embers in the void. They will hide in their cradle and beg for mercy while the strong carve their legacy." Even the Katal themselves grew bold. Their chieftains spoke proudly of the genocide, parading enslaved humans through alien marketplaces. They declared Earth irrelevant. A species without fangs, incapable of defending its own. They forgot one truth. A colony forgotten is not a colony lost. Shadows in the dark for years after the massacre, silence reigned. The Katal saw no response from Earth. The other alien races smirked at humanity's quiet, certain it was cowardice. But silence is not always weakness. Sometimes it is the inhale before the storm. Deep in hidden space, in black shipyards cloaked from alien sensors, the forges of vengeance burned hotter than suns. Vera had not been entirely extinguished. Some had survived the slaughter, fleeing into the wastelands, hiding in mountains, and carrying with them a fury that no alien could quench. They rebuilt, not as farmers, but as soldiers. Generations passed, and those children born under occupation grew into warriors trained in hatred. They raided Katal outposts, seizing ships, stealing technology, adapting it into something brutal and uniquely human. Their fleets grew in shadows, hidden from the eyes of the galaxy, and when their work was complete, their hulls bore no flags, no bright insignias, only words etched into the steel of every ship. Vera remembers, when Earth finally learned of their lost children, when signals from the deep void reached the cradle of humanity, the response was not pity, it was fury. The Verans had survived, and now Earth's fleets rose to meet them. The awakening of Earth, the galaxy did not expect the silence to end. But one night, every comms channel, every relay, every broadcast tower across 1,000 systems carried the same message, spoken in the cold, calm tone of humanity. "This is Earth. Vera lives. Your debt is due." Then came the fleets. They rose from the darkness of uncharted space, titans of metal that dwarfed anything the galaxy had seen in centuries. Dreadnoughts with hulls blacker than the void, carriers that could birth swarms of fighters like a storm birthing lightning. Engines roared like thunder across systems as wormhole drives opened in synchrony, unleashing humanity's armada. Alien observers gasped as they watched human fleets cross distances that should have taken months in mere hours. Entire stars dimmed beneath the shadows of Earth's return, and at the heart of it all was the Veyran fleet, ships scarred and jagged, built from stolen alien technology but reforged with human ingenuity. They flew not with the polish of Earth's naval design, but with the raw, savage beauty of vengeance incarnate. The first retaliation. The Katal never expected retribution. Their fleets lounged in orbit around conquered systems, their soldiers feasting in garrisons built on human bones. They had grown fat, arrogant, complacent. And then the stars around them went black. The first strike came without warning. Veyran warships descended upon a Katal shipyard, their cannons spitting fire hotter than suns. Plasma shields, once thought impenetrable, cracked like glass beneath the relentless human barrage. In less than an hour, an entire sector fleet of the Katal was reduced to drifting husks, their screams echoing through the void. Survivors begged for mercy. They received none. Every comms channel broadcast the same words, Vera remembers. It was not just war. It was retribution. Surgical, deliberate, merciless. The flood of steel. The Katal panicked, rallying their fleets, calling upon their allies. They expected skirmishes, raids, a rebellion they could crush. What they faced was annihilation. Humanity did not send a fleet. They sent armies of stars. Across dozens of systems, entire skies turned black as human dreadnoughts emerged. Orbital bombardments rained down with precision so exact that alien strongholds were vaporized while cities of the enslaved remained untouched. On the ground, human soldiers descended like storms. Their drop pods tore through atmospheres, striking with the fury of meteors. The Veyrans fought like demons, their armor carved with the names of their dead, their eyes burning with a hatred no alien could comprehend. And when Earth's elite legions followed, the galaxy saw what it had forgotten. Humanity was not just builders and thinkers. Humanity was war incarnate when provoked. Cities that had stood for centuries were reduced to ash in hours. Alien fleets fled entire systems, only to be hunted down by relentless human pursuit. The galaxy, once so quick to mock, now watched in silence as Earth and Vera carved vengeance into steel and fire. The collapse of the Katal. For every colony burned, a Katal world was raised. For every child enslaved, an alien fleet was obliterated. The Katal Empire, once arrogant and vast, crumbled under the onslaught. Their warlords, once smug and untouchable, were dragged from their thrones and executed under the banners of Vera. Entire sectors went dark, their stars still glowing but their civilizations erased. The galaxy trembled. For the first time, alien empires realized the truth. Humanity's patience was vast, their silence deep. But when broken, when vengeance was demanded, their wrath was infinite. The aftermath. Whispers in the void. When the fires died and only ruins remained, humanity spoke once more. On every open channel, across every system where survivors still lived, the message was clear. This is Earth. This is Vera. Never again. Then came silence. The human fleets withdrew, vanishing back into the dark, leaving behind only wreckage and whispers. Alien worlds shook in dread. In marketplaces, in council chambers, in taverns across the stars, the whispers spread. Do not provoke Earth. Do not touch their colonies. Do not awaken their silence again. Because the galaxy had learned what the Katal had not. Humanity may be patient. Humanity may be slow to anger. But when the Forgotten return, when vengeance is carved into steel, their wrath is eternal.